everyone, this is Research Like a Pro with DNA, and the question and answer series today is about how many DNA matches are enough. And in our recent office hours session, one of the members of our Research Like a Pro with DNA e-course asked for an analysis of whether or not they have enough matches to say they have proven their case. So Diana reviews the research and gives some pointers for how to shore up the research and get some more DNA matches that would be relevant to the project. And this can be helpful if you are also wondering if you have enough DNA matches. And so there's two kind of components of getting enough DNA matches. First, you need to have some DNA matches descending from the person in your research question. Then you also need to have some DNA matches descending from the hypothesized parents of your research subject, from different children. And those independent children who are potential siblings to your research subject, if there's documentary evidence linking them to the parent, then if you can use DNA evidence to link you to those siblings, then you have indirect evidence linking the entire family together. And that's often the goal with our DNA research projects. So hopefully this quick video will give you some ideas for how you might do that.
All right. Well, let's go on. This is a question we all want to know. How many DNA matches are enough? So this question is about the McGinty project. I don't have very many. I know most of them and others don't respond. My uncle from the McGinty line has taken an autosomal ancestry and family tree DNA and a Y test, but Y matches are pretty far back in time, further than the time period I'm working on. So I asked for the objective, and the objective is to test the hypothesis that John McGinty and Martha Willis were the biological parents of Hugh through DNA evidence and genealogy. John was born about 1838, probably in Virginia. Martha was born 1835 or 47, probably in Illinois. They were married in 1859, and he was born about 1864. So I realize I should focus on one of the parents, John or Martha. However, my clues come from Family Search and the census, and they're together in these sources. So let's look at a tree so we can understand this a little bit. So here's Hugh right here. This is the known ancestor, and we have got some hypothesized parents of John and Martha. And we want to prove Hugh is the son of John and Martha. And we have got two different wives. So we've got a first wife and a second wife, and then we've got children coming down through all of them. The DNA tester is right here. It's an uncle to our questioner here. And so he's a generation closer, which is great. And so we see all these different centimorgan ranges based from him. So his niece, his first cousin once removed, and half first cousin once removed because that's from the first wife. So what does this prove? Well, all of this DNA proves that they are just connected to Hugh. Hugh and Lizzie or Hugh and Saffronia. So to actually get, I covered up some of that in that slide, to actually get proof of John and Martha, we have to get matches coming from other children of them. So let's say they had 5 other children. Then we would want to find DNA matches for the Uncle Jay, that come through the independent lines of these other children of Hugh, because that will give us proof of John and Martha. Right now, we only have proof of Hugh. And so we want to branch out and look for DNA matches coming down from these other lines. So we can add coverage for John and Martha by requesting some of these matches to share their DNA. Or we could use Ancestry Pro Tools to see how much DNA these people all share with each other. And maybe we can find more matches that way. But there is, in this case, there's quite a bit more we need to do to actually prove this hypothesis and get more DNA matches.